You ever notice how some people can sit in a noisy cafe, typing away, completely oblivious to the chatter around them, while you're 3 minutes in and already feel like your brain is on fire? Or maybe you start thinking about something seemingly ordinary, like the pattern of clouds outside your window, and suddenly you're spiraling through ideas, connections, and what ifs that no one else seems to notice. If this feels familiar, if your mind constantly jumps, questions, or sees patterns differently, there's a chance your brain is wired in a way that only a tiny fraction of people experience. Today, we're diving into 7 signs that your brain operates differently than 99% of the population and the hidden psychology behind each one. By the end, you might start seeing yourself and your thought patterns in a whole new light, and perhaps even start appreciating the subtle ways your mind engages with the world. The first sign is constant mental multitasking. Picture this. You're in a meeting, nodding along politely while mentally drafting an email, planning dinner, replaying a tricky conversation from last week, and analyzing the rhythm of someone's speech. For most people, switching tasks like this would be exhausting, maybe even paralyzing. But for certain brains, what scientists might call highly associative or hyperconnected, this is normal. Your neurons form links across seemingly unrelated topics, letting you connect ideas faster than most. The flip side, it can feel chaotic to the outside world. If you've ever been accused of zoning out or thinking too much, that might not be distraction. It might be your brain wiring itself to create unique insights. Sometimes it even feels like your thoughts are racing ahead of you, like a train you can't fully catch, but which allows you to spot patterns, opportunities, or solutions that others miss. Another sign is intense curiosity and obsession with details. Imagine walking through a park. Most people notice the flowers, the weather, maybe a bird. But you notice the angles of shadows, how the wind bends the branches, how patterns repeat in leaves, and even how a stranger's footsteps echo. Psychologists call this high perceptual sensitivity. People with it notice what others overlook, making them brilliant at solving problems or generating creative ideas. But it can also lead to overstimulation because your brain doesn't filter out irrelevant details the way most people's do. If you've ever been fascinated by something so small or obscure that everyone else just shrugs, it's not a quirk. It's your brain scanning the world on a different wavelength. It's like having a high-definition mental camera capturing nuances that often escape everyone else. Then there's a profound comfort with solitude and introspection. Some people feel lonely after a few hours alone. But if your brain thrives on quiet reflection, you're recharging while most are running low on energy. Your mind doesn't just rest, it actively explores ideas, questions norms, or simulates conversations and problem-solving scenarios. This is often linked to deep internal processing, a characteristic seen in highly introspective or analytical brains. If you can spend hours alone and emerge energized with insights, creative solutions, or philosophical musings, that's a clue your brain operates differently. Solitude isn't boredom for you, it's fuel, giving your mind the clarity to notice things others never will, and sometimes even revealing patterns in life that others never consider. Another profile shows up in rapid pattern recognition. Imagine you're solving a puzzle or navigating a complex social situation. While others carefully step through each option, your mind seems to leap to solutions almost instantly, sometimes even before you can explain how. Scientists suggest this is due to enhanced neural connectivity, where your brain links distant concepts efficiently. If you've ever solved a problem intuitively or felt like your gut saw the answer before your conscious mind could catch up, this is a hallmark of your wiring. Then there's heightened emotional sensitivity. Picture yourself watching a movie. Most people might be mildly entertained, but you feel the character's joy, fear, or sadness as if it were your own. Maybe you sense a friend's anxiety before they say a word, or pick up tension in a room the moment you enter. For many, emotions are simply reactions, but for some brains, emotional circuits are finely tuned, creating profound empathy and awareness. This isn't being overly sensitive, it's a neurological difference in processing emotional information alongside cognition. If you've ever been drained by social energy or found yourself emotionally attuned in situations where others seemed oblivious, your wiring might be giving you a kind of emotional radar, allowing you to notice nuances that others completely miss. Another sign is nonlinear thinking. You don't just follow steps, you leap between concepts, often arriving at solutions in unexpected ways. Most people think linearly. A leads to B, then C. But if your brain is wired differently, it thrives on associative leaps, where one idea sparks 10 more in rapid succession. This kind of thinking underpins creative breakthroughs and unique problem solving, but it can make communication tricky because your thought paths aren't always easy for others to follow. If people tell you your thoughts are all over the place, it might actually be a sign of extraordinary wiring. Finally, there's a drive to explore and challenge the ordinary. Routine can feel suffocating, conventional solutions boring, and status quo uncomfortable. Your brain seeks novelty, complexity, and intellectual challenge. If you often ask why or what if in situations others accept at face value, that restless curiosity is another sign your brain is wired for uncommon insight. Your mind isn't content to take things at surface value. It probes deeper, questions assumptions, and searches for hidden connections that others would overlook, often leading you to discover ideas that surprise even yourself. When you put these signs together, a picture emerges of a brain that operates on multiple levels, simultaneously analytical and creative, emotionally aware and intellectually restless, capable of deep focus yet drawn to exploration. These differences are not deficiencies, they're rare strengths. Neuroscience suggests only a small fraction of people experience this combination of traits, which is why you might have felt different your whole life. Understanding this wiring lets you work with your brain instead of against it, turning quirks into superpowers. It's worth reflecting. Do you notice patterns others miss? Do you thrive in solitude, think in nonlinear leaps, feel emotions deeply, and crave novelty? Even recognizing a few of these signs could mean your brain processes the world in extraordinary ways. The more you embrace these traits, the more you can navigate life, relationships, and creative projects in ways others might struggle to imagine. So, how does this land for you? Which of these traits resonate most? Maybe you've always wondered why your thoughts take paths others don't follow, or why social norms feel confining. Perhaps it's the way you intuitively read a room, or how curiosity pulls you into rabbit holes others avoid. Recognizing these patterns isn't about labels, it's about self-awareness and learning how to harness your mind's unique potential. If this describes you, or even parts of you, take a moment to honor your differences. Your brain's wiring might make you rare, but it also equips you to see, understand, and interact with the world in ways most people never will. The more you embrace these traits, the more you can navigate life with creativity, insight, and emotional depth. The next time you notice yourself lost in thought, reading subtle patterns, or thriving in quiet reflection, remember, your brain isn't broken or weird. It's exceptional. And the world needs perspectives like yours, the kind that notice what others miss, question what others accept, and innovate where others follow the crowd. So here's the question. Which of these 7 signs do you see in yourself? And how might embracing them consciously change the way you approach life, relationships, and problem solving? Share your reflections, observe your patterns, and remember, sometimes being different isn't just rare, it's a superpower waiting to be understood, nurtured, and celebrated. If you like this video, make sure to like the video, also subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you don't miss any update. Also, share it with your friends